Welcome to the Tangerine Screencast. Tangerine is an electronic data collection tool that helps assess children in the early grades on their literacy skills. It's based off of the early grade reading assessment. So I'm going to log in as myself here, and I'm immediately taken to the collect screen. The collect screen shows the available assessments that are in the system, as well as how many of each assessment I've already collected. If I click on one of these numbers, it will show me all of the results that I've captured already, along with little summaries about how that data capture went. I can sync my data up to the central server, sync it with another local Tangerine user, or get a CSV Excel version. Back on this collect screen, I can also sort these different columns based on their name or the number collected. And if I want to actually start capturing data, I click the test name. So this is the assessment that I've put together that shows some of the key subtests. So first thing that we're looking for is a student identifier. A student identifier is a 6-character identifier, but it uses a check digit. And what that means is that if someone tried to put in an identifier with maybe two of the characters backwards, the system would know that that's an invalid student identifier. If I just made something up, it wouldn't allow that to be created. That basically is a good way to cut down on transcription problems if we're trying to track a student's kind of abilities across different sorts of tests that the system might be capturing. Now if I go on, there's a student information page where we're capturing kind of basic demographic details about our student. And now this is where we would actually be testing the student on their ability to read a list of invented words. So if I press start, a timer starts up here in the right hand corner, and we're presented with a list of words. The student would have a piece of paper that has these same words on them, and they would be asked to read these words as quickly as possible. So bab, rup, wub, min, dog, zet, duff, hup, af, tig, loof, raz, ag, and so on. You notice that when I got the words wrong, I would click it to mark it as incorrect. And once the timer ran down, the system's going to ask me to select the last item that was attempted by the child. So we'll click ZOP for now, go on to the next subtest. Here's a subtest showing what multiplication might look like. Again, if we start that, we're presented with a list of questions, and the student would have to be going through and doing these as quickly as possible. 2, 10, 36, 40, 43, 6, 10, 35, and so on. So again, we're going to stop and select the last item attempted. We're going to go on to the next page, which is the end of this assessment. So at the end of this assessment, we have a summary showing what the results were, along with the student's identifier. And if we want to list a comment like, we were interrupted by a donkey that came into the classroom, we can save that comment. So now if we save those results, we can go back to this collect screen, and we'll see that we have this result here that we've just collected. So that's part of our list. There's a couple of other features that are built into Tangerine. We can update the system just by clicking on this button. If we want to update the whole software with an upgraded version, we can go and we can create new assessments. This is sort of a wizard tool that guides you through the process of determining what those subtest content should contain. And then again, here's those existing subtests or existing assessments in the system. That's Tangerine. Hope you liked it.